Hey, folks, welcome to Affiliate Nerd Out Real Talk Friday edition. As my guest, as always, Kristen Evans. What's going on?
Hi.
All right. Hey, we're going to start a new segment where we bring in a special guest.
The last time you said this to me, it was Nick, and that's not that
Yeah,
special.
he's special. This is somebody I've wanted to bring on a few times onto the podcast. He's been in the Nerdatorium a bit, but welcome my co-founder.
What's up, everyone? How's it going?
Hey,
Hey,
congratulations on your
Kristen.
graduation, bud.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, for those that
Awesome.
don't know, Vic is the brains behind Affistash. He's the original creator of it, the developer, and he is 18 years old and doing this. He's just
19 by
me. That's not as cool. That's not as cool, man.
It's cool. I know I'm getting older and every accomplishment seems less meaningful.
You're still a top 20, under 20 in my book. Anyway, Vic, welcome back to the Nerdatorium. Thanks for being here. The way these things
Absolutely.
go, we're going to pick a topic of the day to talk about and then some people that we met and getting into it. Evans, what do you got
Sure.
for this week?
Yeah, I want to talk a little bit about public callouts. We see it a lot, especially like on LinkedIn or even with some of the political drama that happened yesterday, honestly.
Yeah.
And I want to caution people about this because sometimes it can feel really good to call somebody out and say, hey, that's not the way you're supposed to do things in a public arena, because it can make you seem like you really know what you're talking about. But man, it can also backfire hardcore. And that all just generally isn't a good look. Case in point, I made this mistake a number of years ago. On Instagram, I noticed that Bobby Burke, who was on Queer Eye for a long time as the lifestyle guy, had posted an LTK link and he didn't disclose. And this is back when I was like a bulldog, and still am, but just through a different way, about calling people out. And so I DM'd him and I was like, hey, you're supposed to have an affiliate link or a disclosure on there. And he was fighting back with me like, oh no, it's not sponsored. So no, I don't have to. And I'm like, no, it's a monetized relationship. You do. I'm an affiliate manager. I know this. And it was a little bit of a back and forth. But then my stupid butt went over to Twitter and was like, I just called out Bobby Burke for not disclosing because I'm a jerk, apparently. And not only did a bunch of people like get nasty with me on Twitter, but Bobby Burke actually blocked me across the board. And oops, my God, I could have handled that so much more gracefully, but it didn't look good for me. I thought I was doing something rad by voicing it, but ultimately I looked like a jerk and I ever want to be known for. So I think that there are times where you can have conversations privately. If I had just kept it in the DMs, that would be one thing, but then I yacked. And is that really how you want people to look at you, by being loud about something that's a private conversation or just handled completely different?
I feel like I get into these situations quite a bit, opinionated, and I'm just trying to be funny and lighten the mood of conversations. But in the Slack record this week, something happened that was on LinkedIn, excuse me, and like we talked about it on Martech. But yeah, I think LinkedIn fallouts like that are a learning process, right? I think you've learned your lesson. I've
Absolutely.
definitely learned mine. Vic, you've made call outs before?
The thing is, like, I haven't been on LinkedIn for such a long time. I haven't had my history yet, but I know I've been called out on Twitter a couple times. I guess I've been on the other side of the story. I don't know. I'd more definitely called somebody out at some point on LinkedIn. I usually don't do it in the DMs though. I know you mentioned it, Kristen. Honestly, I just do it in the comments. I never like really took out my time to create a like separate post about it, but for sure, I have memories of being called out though. That's like more,
It doesn't feel good when you
yeah, like it's way better to handle it in DMs, I think.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. But sometimes like it's positives. I'm calling people out as well because it's like maybe you're making an impact.
I think it all depends on the subject.
Like depends on the situation. Sure.
Why are you calling somebody
Yeah.
out? Is it ultimately, and I say this all the time, but is it going to be helpful or is it going to be?
Yeah.
That is the
Exactly.
super key. Vic is really mature about this. Every once in a while, he'll send me a screenshot and he's, man, I really want to blow this guy up. I'm like, take the high road.
Yeah.
Like, Vic is learning
Yeah.
from my lessons of blowing
Good.
people up from the past.
Should learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, he holds back. Yeah, always an interesting thing. I ironically this week had an email that came to me as an affiliate, somebody trying to get me to join their program. And it was monumentally bad. Like it hit all of my red flags of and like things like best regards and hope you're doing well or just all the things. It hit all the things and I didn't take the high road. I made a blog post about it, but I flipped it into, hey, here's what I think you should be doing
Yes.
essentially to make content out of it.
Helpful.
Put people on the spot as well. If you don't know, I don't see the
Yeah.
flaw with it.
That good point. Yeah, I made sure to blur out who's that person's name
For
and their
sure.
company. Always a good practice for sure. But I am guilty as well. I want to make a channel dedicated to making fun of marketing campaigns. Like the marketing campaigns for drugs like Ozempic. Oh my god, just so god awful. Do you get those in Romania?
No,
Okay.
it has. We didn't get the trend here yet.
God, consider yourself lucky because it's atrocious
So
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
we have. I'll tell you, there's a big problem with gambling ads here. Yeah, I'd say that's probably the most concerning. But no, haven't had any Ozempic or any like that.
Oh, that's great. All right, Vic, what you have going on this week?
Honestly, like it was last week was graduation week for me, so just like talking
Right.
personal life. And it was pretty fun. And then next week I have like the 3 most important exams that you have here, at least here in Romania after you finish high school. But it's been crazy 'cause we were launching the version 2 next week. So really grinding through the process and trying to keep it up with studying as well. Yeah, we got to chat as a customer and as a user for Affistash. That's been the highlights. I'm sure. I know you were pretty happy to see that.
Oh man,
And
yeah.
just also running the private beta, that's been amazing. I go love watching those looms from people from the industry. Yeah.
That is
Enjoying the
amazing.
process. That's pretty much it. I always love when it's busy.
I've been playing with the beta this week. It's definitely,
Awesome.
I was planning on digging into it a little bit more after this, but yeah, I had to build a couple more lists this week and I was like, let's just dig into Affistash because it's perfect.
Love it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What
Thanks
are
for
your
that.
plans now that you've graduated?
So I'll have to get into university sometime mid-July, so I'll apply to. I have 3 in mind. I already got into one of those, so I just have a plan B in case I don't get into the one that I want to go to. And then, yeah, I don't know. I want to travel for the rest of the summer as much as possible. Hopefully, visit Dustin in California.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here too. So
Probably, I'll pass by and then,
after we're hanging out
yeah,
tonight.
Or
for
the Everflow event tonight.
this early.
Yeah.
You guys like neighbors? I always wondered that.
About 45 minutes away.
Yeah. In the
Okay.
digital marketing world, we are
Okay.
neighbors. Absolutely.
Sure.
And
That's way less than, I don't know, how much is it from me to you, Dustin? Like 12 hours, maybe even more.
in a flight, yeah. By boat, it's even worse. Everflow's got a baseball game. They're putting a suite together for people in Sacramento in the affiliate space. Very excited about that. Shout out to Tony for setting that up.
Dude, it's so cool you have all these things going on in the US, like companies making these kinds of like events and stuff like that. Here in Europe, it's way. And I was talking to 2 guys last week that were saying that, oh, Europe's up next with startups and whatnot. And I'm like, I don't know, because it just seems like the effort is not there when it comes to like making people feel more at home and like more integrated in like a group. It seems like for you guys in the US, it's just trying to blend personal life with work life more than here, which is interesting. I don't know if you guys see that as a positive or negative, but you have the most powerful economy in the world. So you must have did something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
European culture is always, this is who
So
I am.
different.
This is what I do for work, where I feel like American culture is always, this is what I do for a living. And then here's my other personal.
The balance is very different.
Correct.
Different. It's like I'm working, my schedule is really weird. And every time, like my friends catch me like coding or something, are you nuts? You're supposed to detach or whatnot. I'm like, no, actually, not really. Like, I like what I'm doing. It's really separated here in our culture.
Awesome. For me this week, just so many things content wise. Version 2 of that coming out. I've got a blog post on podcasting and like my first 100 episodes on lessons, just nonstop. So yeah, thank you. I've got to get that over to you. And your podcast is rolling hot. You're recording like crazy. Great to see that. What about a favorite person of the week? Who's your favorite call out?
I have to say it's the 2 people that I'm recorded with today, Melissa Tremonani and Jenny Gonzalez. 2 completely different conversations, but both also Europe-based, which was really cool. I got to chat with Melissa a bit about Paris, and then I got to chat with Jenny about Portugal because I was just there, which was really cool. But also like very much echoing what you just said, Vic, where it's like the work-life balance is the opposite of what we do in the US, but just excellent conversations. Like, I'm so pumped about those.
Excellent. Vic, you got anybody?
So I honestly I haven't talked to that many people on calls because I've been just locked in building. So it's just been my buddy Adrian that's helped me with putting together the V2 and with speeding up that process. So I'd have to say he's my favorite person that I talked to in the past week.
What's Adrian's last name so we can tag him?
His name's Mangu.
Adrian.
I'll type it for you somewhere on Slack or LinkedIn.
Awesome.
I'm sure there will be spelling mistakes for sure.
No doubt. Knows me.
It's the same me with American names, trust me.
I think that was the most unintentional shade.
Hope it didn't come out the wrong
No
way.
shade, nothing, please. It's fine. It's like my favorite.
This is what we do. If you're not busting my chops, then you're not my friend. I'm going to take
Absolutely.
the shade. Mine was Kim Murray over at Virality Boost. Really very interesting publication. It's like a sub-affiliate, but has this really super cool influencer, like hit the ground running campaign that is really interesting. And she instantly became a friend.
I love people like that.
I've had a few conversations with her in the past, but not like in an extended form like I did. And I just love her. New friend in the industry and looking forward to working with her a little more.
Wasn't that?
Awesome. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate you guys. Let's carry on to the next week, Vic. Let's go get them.
Yes, sir.
Evan, as always, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, I'll see you tonight.
Thanks for having me, guys. Where I told Dustin.
All right. Take care, folks. Keep on recruiting. Later.